Okay. We're recording now. Let's start this conversation again. I'm taking advantage because I'm the only African American here.
Yes, that's what I feel when you consist complaining and complaining and complaining and anything. We cannot tell you anything like any other client complaining. Do you think it's just like what happened with ¿cómo se llama? Tonya. If you get involved like Tonya issues and I call you a family member and asking you to leave, you're gonna tell it's a racism. If I calling you to the office and I tell you, James, this and that, you're gonna say it's a racism. Racist. No, ¿cómo se dice? Racist. If I cannot do anything because you are the only person here Afro-American. So I feel, and I'm sure that you're taking advantage that you are the only person here is Afro-American. See? You are the only person in here, so I feel like you're taking advantage of that. See? Because you're not happy here. You're complaining for one thing, you complain for another thing, you complain.
I think we need to have this conversation.
We cannot do anything, or we cannot put you and give you a writing. We cannot tell you something wrong. We cannot, because it's a complaining for everything, but it's because you are Afro-American guy.
We need to have this conversation, okay? Carlos, you're aware of his problems, right?
Every client that's
why we all do. We all have problems, okay? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm a disabled person regardless of how much intelligence that I have. I don't have a cognitive disorder. I'm actually, other than the issues that I'm being medicated for, I got a lot of skills and abilities, right? But at the same time, you have to treat everyone fairly.
That's what I try to do. But with you in here, everything is not fair. Do you think you put attention to another clients, why they do, what they don't do, why these people get one, why these people don't get that?
What was the subject matter in which I questioned you about, Lisa? I asked you about the auction, but because Carlos' name came up, y'all made a federal case out of it. I guess you basically
case?
You're basically saying that because a person's name was mentioned, I had a personal bias.
You get involved a person, and you question.
Was I asking about the auction? Was I not asking about the auction?
You don't ask me. Lisa was the person
about the auction. That was the subject matter, right? The auction,
but
not what Carlos was doing.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you.
But the subject matter was the auction, right?
Yeah, that's what you say. The subject matter is the action when you change it, but you put attention, especially with Carlos.
In regards to that, right?
Okay, how you want me?
Okay.
How you want me to take this when you have before issues with Carlos, and the first person you come in your mind is Carlos?
So why are we talking about Carlos when the subject matter was about the auction?
Because you bring the name to Carlos.
What's the subject matter of the auction?
Yeah.
Can I come in here with you?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the subject matter of the auction? I think probably is a language barrier here. We were talking about the auction. There ain't no problem.
She's recording in that conversation.
There ain't no problem with Carlos. We were talking about the auction.
It's very simple.
And only the auction.
James, you are very smart guy. That's for sure. You are very smart guy. You have to understand that if you have issues with Carlos in the past and you bring Carlos to the question, that's an issue.
Okay, so I would have to change the type of language I use and not mention Carlos' name in the next question. Are you still going?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Are you still going to behave in a manner in which you behave?
If you complaining, especially put it in the middle, the name of Carlos has an issue. Because you have another issues in the past.
You talked to Carlos's mother and she asked you to help him. Is that
help
what you?
Him?
Is that what
to
you're
help
doing?
Him?
Yeah.
No.
Is that what you're doing right now?
No. I don't even talk with Carlos' mom just for the outing permission.
Last time
Do you think I helped him more than you?
Last time I was in this office with you and you started this situation, I'm afraid, when you did that stuff, you said that you talked to his mother and he told you about what was happening previously. Do you remember that?
That what I talked with the mothers
in regards to this
to Laura close the Veronica was close to him and all that. That was another issue.
So you did talk to him and she asked you to help him.
But I don't protect anybody. You are my client just like Carlos is my client.
She asked you that.
No, ¿en qué manera lo voy a proteger? In what manner I'm gonna protect him?
Okay.
Do you think that this is like
that's why I say you got racial bias.
Do you say I'm against you because I protecting Carlos?
No, I said you got racial bias against another minority group.
Why?
That's what I'm saying.
Why? What is the racist?
Because first of all, you're not telling the truth. Second of all, conversation, the subject matter.
What is that not true?
Everything that you're saying just now about somebody getting in his face. So you telling me that
I bring you Yvonne. So she was another witness.
So you telling?
I don't know if you remember, Angelica, that one day, exactly the April the 10th, just right after.
So you're telling me that I went and intimidated this guy and the staff didn't do anything?
Can I speak with Angelica? I don't know if you noticed, but Yvonne noticed and I've noticed that as soon as he came in late for lunch because he coming out of town. And he approached to Carlos de una manera muy I don't know what is the exactly word I can use, but confront Carlos, and Carlos just stand up and running this way and crying.
Yeah,
Do you
when he was crying.
Yeah, so I'm coming to check on Carlos, and he don't want to eat, he don't want to talk to nobody. He was all upset, and I bring Carlos to my office. And I bring the plate to Carlos to my office, and he eat here. Mm-hmm. He ate here. See?
Yeah.
And he say I'm lying.
You got a nursing license you got to preserve, okay? The State Board of Nursing would be very interested if you were telling mistruths that actually hurt a client.
What?
If you were telling things that wasn't true that actually hurt a client, right? And you got a nursing license, you got to maintain it, right?
Yes.
And then when you became a nurse, you signed on to show a little bit of integrity toward dealing with your clients. Mm-hmm. Now, not telling the truth and them finding out about it, you can have a personal citation put on your license, right? So this is what I'm asking you.
Because I remember the day, I don't know what happened. I just know that I saw him crying, but I don't know.
But you didn't see me get in his face.
I was not paying attention. I was probably serving.
But I see you.
Yeah,
I saw you. I saw you.
That's what I'm saying. This woman has a problem with me.
My name is Maria Elena.
If I'm pronouncing it right, your name Maria.
Maria. You can leave it in Maria.
Maria. Maria has a problem with me. She's mad because
I don't have any problem with you.
She's mad because of previous state's investigation. She said that I called the state about torn furniture. Man, that's mediocre. If somebody called about torn furniture, it definitely wasn't me.
What did you do?
I did not call about torn furniture or piss on the floor or any of that other stuff. I did not call the state about pee on the floor or torn furniture.
I'm wondering why. Wait, I'm not done yet. I'm wondering why the last 2 times the state come in, they just interview you.
Because all of them know me.
Oh, that's why. Because they know you.
They know me. Every person that came in here knew me.
I'm wondering why they know you.
The problem is, a lot of y'all just arrived. You could ask Yvonne. This place had the state in it every week. They know my name. They know Eli. They know Veronica on site. They know Carlos on site. And they know that I'm the only one that's...
Why they know your name?
Excuse me. Why do you always keep mentioning Veronica and Carlos?
See, we going about that again, semantics.
I'm just saying.
I gave you a series of names, and all of a sudden you think there's a person.
They're always the same ones. They're not different.
So these are the people I interact with daily. That's why I brought the name.
You interact
see,
a lot with Gary.
I interact with these clients. I don't know everybody's name in here. I just know the ones that I interact with every day. And I just gave you a series, and then you thought there was a personal vendetta because I gave a series of names.
No, I just.
Okay, to continue. I gave you the answer that I'm looking for.
That's it.
Okay, what I'm saying is, certain people from the state knows these particular people that they interact with, right? They know us on site. It's the same 5 or 6 different inspectors that come in to do the interviews. So when they walk in here, they recognize us on site. They recognize Robert from Living Day, and Alejandra because she was at Living Day.